Me now is Congressman Jim McDermott, Democrat of Washington, and MSNBC's Crystal Ball. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us, Rob.
Congressman, Paul Ryan is saying he agreed to a budget deal so Republicans could focus on replacing Obamacare. What do you make of that?
Every once in a while, Paul Ryan tells the truth. The fact is they've never given up on wanting to get Obamacare because they realized that all their efforts to convince the American people that government never does anything good, there's no reason to want government, we don't need government, is simply not believed by the people. And when they get health care through the government, they then say to themselves, you know, the people who brought it to us are the Democrats. It's not the Republicans. They want to get rid of government. And they are afraid this is going to haunt them for the next 10 elections.
You know, Crystal, the House isn't in session, but Republicans are still attacking the health care law. Speaker Boehner, for example, his blog posted today, quote, Obamacare can't be sold, can't be fixed either. How is this for leadership? They don't want to fix the law. I mean, when will they move on?
They are not going to move on because they have nothing else to say. And what I would really like to hear Paul Ryan or John Boehner or any of these folks be asked is, I want to hear them defend the status quo that we have. Since they haven't offered an alternative, let's hear them talk about how great the status quo is, where we have highest costs in the developing world, we have bad outcomes, we have people who can be tossed out, right, on their ear for something that happened while they were covered under their insurance policy. Insurers can go back and say, for something as small as an irregular menstrual period, sorry, but you had this condition, we're no longer going to cover you.
Right.
People can have pre-existing conditions and never get coverage. Women can be discriminated against. Some people are unable to afford it. Many people are unable to afford it. I want to hear someone defend that status quo, because that is what Republicans are saying. They're not saying they're going to fix it. They're saying they want to keep the way things are and the way things were before Obamacare. To me, that is unconscionable, and I don't think anyone in America believes that that's a good thing.
But that's exactly what they're saying. But Congressman, the Wall Street reports today that insurance companies plan to spend $500 million on local TV ads in 2014, pushing people to sign up for health care plans. Insurance companies are investing $500 million. They expect the law to work. How will this impact the GOP's political strategy, Congressman?
I think it really blows a hole in the bottom of their boat. Their whole idea that they have to get rid of Obamacare, and if they promise people that, they can win elections and all the rest, is clearly a bad strategy, because the insurance companies know that people want to have security when they have an illness or an injury. They want to know that things will be covered. They want to know that they won't be bankrupted by the illness or the injury. And the insurance companies are going to go out there and sell the president's plan right into the face of the Republicans. It's kind of funny to watch, in a way. We tried to do it by ourselves. Now the insurance companies are coming on board, and you're going to see this thing turn very quickly. A lot of people are going to start asking, why can't we, if we live in Tennessee, have the same thing they have in California and Oregon and Washington? And the answer is you can. All you have to do is go down and sign up. I mean, it's going to cost a little something. Yeah, that's true. But you can have it if you want it. And they have tried to sell to people that it's a bad idea, and it has not worked.
You know, Crystal, the New York Times reports today that a number of Republican House candidates are looking to tone down their rhetoric. They, quote, shelved their incendiary remarks about President Obama. They're trying to mellow their messages. But it's because they want to narrow their focus on the Affordable Care Act. Once we're a few months away from the problems with the website rollout, will that message resonate at all?
No, I don't think so. And I think the question that people are naturally going to ask is, okay, so we've heard that you hate Obamacare. We get that, right? We've heard that piece. We understand that. Yes, there were problems with the website, but we're seeing it working now. What else do you have to offer? And they've never been able to figure that out. I mean, they went after the 2012 election and they did this autopsy report, and they had some good ideas in there about how they could broaden their base, how they could appeal to wider constituencies. But because they've been throwing this red meat rhetoric at their base and this incendiary rhetoric at their base for so long, they are unable to turn that corner, and they're terrified of offering their own solutions, because once you put a solution out there, someone can pick it apart. So they think it's safer just to attack.
Well, Congressman, at the end of the day, I understand what the Times is reporting. Mellowing out or not, these people have closed down the government. They've had the most extreme rhetoric you can remember. They've acted as if votes, a Supreme Court vote, and a general election for president means nothing. I mean, all that they've done against this act cannot just be swept away in some mellow election rhetoric at the end of all of this.
The American people will have their opportunity to correct this in 2014. And they are going to say, these folks have not given us one positive thing. That I've heard over and over again, Obama won't listen to our plans, won't listen to our ideas. They have never put anything on the table to be voted on. I sit on the Ways and Means Committee in the House, which is the committee where it ought to happen. There has never been a proposal put on the table that we could vote on. Now, you can't get something through if you won't write it down and let people look at it and read it and vote it. And they're afraid, as Crystal has said, they are really afraid to do that because they know it would turn out they would be offering them an empty sack. There'd be nothing in it.
Well, I'll leave it there. You said it well, Congressman McDermott and Crystal.